I did a thing. I went bold. This is new for me because I have never used a bold color like this, but this was my basement and I wanted to turn it into a home gym. I don't work in my basement anymore. Now I work out of my she shed. You will see this video coming soon of all the new flowers and stuff I did. But this is where I used to work. I did my blog posts. I did my YouTube video editing. Everything was done here in the basement. This wasn't being used anymore. So I decided we're going to create a home gym for the family. And yes, we are going bold. The first thing I wanted to do was get more lighting down here. So I was going to turn off the breaker here in the electrical panel and make sure that was controlling the light here in this section of the basement. And it was. I did check it multiple times. Now, this is the original lighting, I believe, that they put down here when this basement was first finished years ago, before I even moved in. And we've been here 15 years, and this home was built in 1973. So you do the math. It's been here for a while. Now, I will tell you that if you're removing an old fluorescent light, these bulbs have mercury in them. So be very careful that you don't drop them, and then make sure that you recycle them. I didn't have a voltage tester. Technically, I should have had one, but I was pretty comfortable and confident at this point that there was not electrical currents going through these conductors. And so I was able to just kind of move forward. So once I detangled, is that even a word? Detangled all of the wires from the old lighting. All right, 1970s light, goodbye. LED light, hello. And I love that newer fixtures have these push-in wire conductors, these connectors. So there's no more twisting them together and then putting the wing nut on there, the locking nut. Now you just stick the conductors in there. So it comes with a gasket. I pushed all the conductors through. These are the wires that are going to be connected to the wires in the ceiling. And it's simple. The black is hot, the white is neutral, and the bare one is the copper grounding wire. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the entire installation of the light, but I will give you this tip. If you are installing some new LED lights into a home gym, make sure that you have enough lights where the mirrors are going to be, because this light is directly in the middle of the room, which is great. It has a lot more lumens. It's very bright. But I did notice that once I get to in front of the mirror, which you'll see later, I feel like it's a little dark. So keep that in mind. Ta-da! All right, let's see if it actually works. Yay! It looks good. So with the light changed, it was time to move everything else out of this place. And I think the reason why I didn't do this sooner is because I didn't know where all this stuff was going to go. I didn't have a place for it. So right now it's just pushed back into the rest of the basement, and I'll figure out what to do with it. So we're going bright orange for this. This is Behr Pimento, I believe. And typically when you're doing an accent wall, well, really not just an accent wall, if you don't have a steady hand, definitely do painter's tape. I've got a pretty steady hand, but I will tell you I love paintbrushes that have that angled tip, because you can really save yourself time if you've got a steady hand and you can just go right along that ridge where the ceiling and the wall meet. But be careful, because if you're using a dark color like this, even if you wipe it off immediately, it's hard to get that off of the ceiling. So do that at your own risk. But this is a textured ceiling, an old 1970s textured ceiling. So even taping that wasn't going to work. So get yourself a good angled paintbrush. I usually like to have a 1.5 inch to a 2 inch. I think this might be a 2-inch paintbrush. And just take your time. Don't feel like you've got to go quickly. And also, if you've got any other things on your walls like stencils, just smooth those out so that you can paint over them. And we're going to be using my favorite painting tools. This is by Chroma Painting System, where you just turn the handle, the cover comes on, it goes on easily, goes off easily, and there's no having to pull this thing off with all of your might when you're done. You know what that's like using traditional handles. And their painting tray is phenomenal. This has a little handle that keeps everything nice and parallel and ergonomical. So while you're up on your stool, your ladder, and you're painting, you don't have to get down to reload. You just hold this tray in your hand. It keeps it steady. You reload, and it helps your painting go much faster, and you're not going to spill it and tip this thing over onto your floors. So let's talk about a couple of painting tips here when you are doing such a bright, bold color. You are going to have to do two coats. Make sure that you're using a good quality paint, because this is going to look spotty. The first coat is going to look terrible. It just is, because you're going with a bright, bold color a lot of saturation over something that's white. So that white is going to come through. So do 2 coats, and by the second coat, it's going to look fantastic. And you could also do a tinted primer. The only primer that I had on hand was just a white primer. So I just went over that stencil, tried to let it dry as best as I could, and then did a second coat, and everything was great by the time I was done with that second coat. Now, the next thing, once the wall was dry and done, I really spent a lot of time trying to figure out what mirrors am I going to hang. So I went to Community Forklift. This is a salvage spot here in Maryland. And while this wasn't like a huge mirror, it was big enough to fit what I was going to need for this home gym. The other thing I needed for this gym was a treadmill, but I didn't want something that was going to take up a lot of space. So when Yisol had reached out and said, hey, we want to send you one of our treadmills, I raised my hand and said, yes, please, but do not send something that's big and obnoxious. So they sent the T1M Plus, which was perfect. I thought it was going to be a lot of pieces and difficult to assemble, but surprisingly, right out of the box, there was just a few things to assemble. And what I liked is that it had a display that came with it. So not only can you connect your phone and screencast YouTube and Hulu and Netflix, which in my opinion, if you're watching something and you're working out, it's much better than just like staring at a wall or even just listening to music. So I like that you can do that. And they also have a subscription, so you can do workouts with their trainers. You can do live trainings. So it's pretty cool. And you'll see in the end of the video how I'm using that. But look at this. It actually folds up. And that's pretty important to me because this isn't a big space and I want to be able to do stretching and yoga and, sometimes I'll be using weights and my son's workout down here. So I didn't want this to be in the way. But for the meantime, I set it up, I left it, and then moved over to the other side of the wall. So if you're putting a gym together in your home, you're going to need mirrors and you're probably going to want a lot of them. Look on Facebook Marketplace because you can find bathroom mirrors like this for maybe $30. It's not too expensive, but a lot of times you're going to have to use these little clips in order to hold it to the wall. So you may need to have a drill, but you can use whatever anchors. Just make sure that you're using a level. You just want to make sure that they're not crooked. You will get a seam, but I honestly don't think it's that big of a deal. I wanted to anchor these to the wall, meaning a pop of color to make it look like it was an intentional thing to have these 2 mirrors grouped together. And so I put some painter's tape there, pulled that off, and you'll see in a moment that I do just kind of a stripe along the wall. Now, this is the wall that was kind of giving me some problems because I had a shelf that was hanging. I had some anchors there that were pretty big anchors and they left huge holes. It's not difficult to fill these. You can just, take out the anchors if you want to reuse them. Use some joint compound or some sort of putty to putty this up. The problem is that once you sand it, you got to touch the wall up with paint. I didn't have the existing color that was here on this wall. And I didn't want to have to go and buy a whole new gallon just so I could, do one fresh coat of paint. So I kind of left those sanded on the wall and just moved the treadmill into place and had to figure out, okay, how am I going to pull this all together so it looks cohesive? So I decided to do some teal horizontal stripes. And I figured because these mirrors were anchored behind the half rack, having these horizontal lines tried to bridge the gap between this accent wall and, whatever was going on these other walls. So above the treadmill, I still had a lot of white space. I decided to use my Cricut and create this large stencil of a hand holding a barbell. But when you're using a Cricut, you don't have to use the vinyl as a stencil and then fill it in with paint. You could use the vinyl as the actual design. I didn't want to do that because the walls are a little textured. You also have to cut this in multiple sizes because the Cricut will only cut, I think maybe 12 to 18 inches. So if you're doing a large design on your wall, you want to cut it in sections. And I will leave a link down below to the video that I used. Once one part of that dries, then you can then move on to the next part and just line everything up, peel away the excess, and it just creates this amazing design. And the last thing I wanted to do was put another big word on the wall just to kind of add a little bit of motivation. And you'll notice that I'm putting the vinyl on the wall. And even though it was a little bumpy, it still looked pretty good. So it was time to try this treadmill out. I plugged it in. I connected the red little safety clip. Just in case something happens, I can pull that thing out and it stops immediately. And what I like is that you can run in different environments, although I think there was only 2 or 3 that were loaded in there. But what I also liked is that there are workouts that you can do with trainers, and they will do it with you and kind of walk you through where you should be. But here's the thing, if you want to stream Hulu, because you know I love my Golden Girls, Netflix, YouTube, if you want to do some video, workouts on YouTube, you can do that and use this monitor. Everything that you stream through your phone, you can view on the monitor. So that's pretty cool. And again, if you're looking to save space, you can just lift this up, use the floor space for something else, and then put it down when you're done. Here are the two cons that I realized is that if you are bigger, if you're over 220 pounds, then this treadmill may not be for you. But if you're under 220, it's great. If you're someone who's okay with just pretty flat, standard treadmill, then that's great. If you're looking for something with inclines, this doesn't have much of an incline, so just keep that in mind before you purchase. But otherwise, I think it works great for a space like this. Now, here's what it looked like before. This is my discarded office that I didn't need anymore because I have my she shed. And now it is a place for myself and my family to work out. So let's talk about cost. The paint was probably about $70 for the orange and the teal. The mirrors that I had behind the half rack, I already had those. They didn't cost anything, but that large mirror there was $25. The neon sign was $20. I did pay for some clips to hang the mirrors on the wall. And this mat, $60 from Dick's Sporting Goods. And the hardware that you see here is the vintage hardware that I had on hand. It's like vintage hat hooks. Why not, right? Just hang them up. Some of the equipment I already had, like those dumbbell racks I got from Costco, but this weight tree was about $70, $80 from Amazon. I had to buy that. Otherwise, the kids will just leave them everywhere. And I did buy some foam pads to put underneath of the treadmill, and then I bought some to put underneath of the half rack. But overall, this was about $370, $380, and I think it turned out fantastic. So a big thanks to Yeasole for providing the treadmill. You can find them at yeasolefitness.com. And if you've been wanting to learn how to use power tools, if they scare you and you want to learn how to build with confidence, find the link down below. Sign up for more information because Empower Tools 101 is coming. I'll see you next video.